What's up, everybody? This is episode 9 of the Wiretap. Again, I want to thank everybody who supported, who, um, you know, tapped in with me, give me that feedback, and let me know what I'm doing, what I'm not doing. All words of encouragement and criticism are taken with um, clarity and gratefulness. So today's episode, I'm talking to a very cool individual, someone I met while at work. This man has a wonderful clothing line, and I wanted to share that with you guys because I believe in what he believes in, and I wanted to share his dream with y'all. So let's get it started. I'm gonna go ahead and bring him on. Let me see how this thing works. All right. Let me see. What's up, bro?
What's going on, bro? How you
You,
feeling? Can you hear me?
yeah, can you hear me? You
Yeah, I'm
sideways?
trying to turn it.
Yeah, I was about to say you sideways.
I don't know why it's sideways. Let's see if I can turn this joint. Uh,
There it is.
all right, I don't know why it's. See if it's gonna sit up like that. 'Cause I don't know why it's set up. See.
So what I like to do when I have guests on, you feel me? I do like a mental health check, make sure everything good. So how you feeling?
I'm straight. Everything good. I was
That's good. That's good.
drinking my tea, fasting.
That's good.
Everything
That's good.
good. How about yourself, bro?
I'm good, brother. Another week. I'm here, grateful. You know what I'm saying? It's a great day to be alive.
Absolutely.
All right, all right. So go ahead. I wanted you to introduce your clothing brand and let the people know, like, what it means and what it stands for, and how you came about and what brought you even into clothing. Um, like I said, when I was introducing you, when we talked about it, I definitely saw the vision. I got the lifestyle and what it meant to you. So I
hmm
wanted you to go ahead and share that with the people.
So the brand came about when I was still in high school, 2003, 2004. So I kept hearing Nas and AZ because I listened to them a lot. Excuse me. And I kept hearing them say Mystique, Mystique. I'm like, what does Mystique mean?
All right, right.
So when I looked it up, it basically said like the aura of energy, um, like the awe of something. And it's like a beautiful mystery within something. So I said, damn, I said, that's a nice name.
Right.
I said, that's a nice name for a brand. You know, sometimes people got it caught up with um, Mystic, the drink, when we was in high school. So I'm trying to set this thing up. Hope it don't turn me sideways again. Yeah. So I don't know why I keep turning me sideways. But so once and I'm sorry that it's sideways. I'm trying to fix it, but um, once I got that, and then I looked into the definition of it, and it had a different spelling. Give me 1 second. Let me try to set this up
All right,
so
go
it,
ahead.
so it don't be looking all crazy. See if I could make some type of stand. Let's see. Let me get some type of stand for you. All right, that might work. All right, so once I seen the letters um, and the origin of it, I think it was French if I'm not mistaken, and the spelling was Mistek. So I
Hmm.
said, okay. I like to get a little creative, so we put together like kind of like an acronym, and it's basically most incredible style to ever create. So it's MISTEK. So when you look up the origin of the, when you see the definition, you can see how we broke that down as far as, you know, the brand and the name and everything else. So basically, you have in Mystique, that's the aura of energy. Then you have in the breakdown of, I'm trying to get it so you guys can see me. And you also gonna have the breakdown of, you know, most incredible style to ever create. So every time you wearing it, that's like an aura of energy that you carrying with you.
Right.
So it's not just a brand, um, how people say it's a lifestyle.
Right.
Your energy is everything. And now it's so crazy because I created that when I was, what was I, 16, 17 in high school, and now I'm real big on energy. So
Right.
I think everything is kind of meant, and everything like has its purpose. And sometimes we don't see that purpose, but later on in life we be like, oh, that's it. That's
Right.
what it's supposed to
So
be.
it kind of came full circle for you in
Absolutely.
a sense. So that kind of leads me into my next question, right? Well, I'm gonna add. I was just thinking, and when you made that first piece of clothing, how did you feel? You remember that first piece, like when you got that first piece, when it was like real for you?
Yeah, so my guy, I used to work at Shoe City at the time. I think it was on Greenmount,
Okay.
and my guy Donald, he's crazy with it with the artwork. So he used to do like paint on T-shirts. So did the he did the mystique with the paint and the crown, and he kind of introduced it to the crown, to be honest. And I'm saying we because when I first when we first started, it was me and three other friends, and we was doing it in high school. Um, and how we did it in high school was we still put a message on the shirts. Still, we was doing like every pair of Jordans that dropped because we was working in a shoe store. So it's like, all right, well, we know what shoes about to drop before they drop. So just make the T-shirts to go with it. And I think I remember making a pair T-shirt for the Olympics when they dropped.
Mm-hmm.
And that joint, I wish I still had that shirt, but that joint was so fire. But that that's how everything, it's crazy how blessings come about, and
Right.
that's just what it was. Because now it's like a love thing. It's like when you see something get created, then you see a person wear it,
Mm-hmm.
walking down the hallway in school or something like that. You're like, dang, is that mine? And it's so crazy because I think of late our yearbook picture, I was laid back, quiet. So our yearbook picture, I got on a Mystique T-shirt. And I said, what's the odds of somebody catching me in the hallway with a Mystique T-shirt? Because all we wore was free size T-shirts and jerseys back then.
Right.
So
So it's almost like a meant to be kind of thing. It kind of reinforces like that. Like yeah, this had to be for me in a sense because like you said, what were the odds of them taking a picture with me in this shirt? And it's like when you look back at it, it's like it's kind of now a reminder that you're on the right path in a sense. You get what I'm
right,
saying?
and now that you get older and you understand like affirmations and where you're supposed to be, it's like God line you up. So sometimes I say it ain't even about what's the odds of that happening. It's
Right.
just basically God lined that up for you. You know
Right.
how we always say, hey, what's the odds of me running into this person? Because you probably was speaking about that person. That's just like you talk about a car all the time.
Right.
Let's say you talk about a Mercedes. You want to constantly see that Mercedes because you
Trust
put it
me.
in the universe. And I know
Right.
you know. So you
Right.
put it in the universe and everything comes back full circle. That's positive and negative.
So through the years, what have you learned about the process in creating? See, for me, you know, before I got into potting, I was big on like I make beats, right? So
Right.
producing for me, I love music. I'm a Nas fan. I was just playing the Nas album early. I got it on vinyl. That's one of my most prized possessions. So I felt you when you said you was a Nas and AZ fan.
Right.
Definitely understand that. So I know for me, through my process, one of the most frustrating things was getting the recognition because I believe that I'm talented and I know that
Mm-hmm.
I'm talented,
Mm-hmm.
and I hear it from people, and it's just like, well, the frustrations I would get is like, well, why is it not hitting? Why is nobody hitting me up or doing certain things to get my attention? And ironically, today I got one of my first album credits.
Okay.
So it was like, oh wow, he sent me the song. So I'm like, oh, like I'm on an album. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, like you said, when you get older, you kind of look back on the struggles and be like, you know what, I had to experience that to be where I'm at now.
Right.
So through your experience, like, what have you dealt with that may have put you in a space of like either wanting to stop or slowing down or giving up? Like, what struggles have you had through this process?
Um. So I think going through the process, it was constantly like you'll have something in your mind that you want to create, and I guess it's like an artist. Let's say you had this special line that you wanted to use. I might have had this special logo I wanted to use, and then or a design or of a shirt or something, or how you want to place that logo on a shirt, and then you see another brand do it,
Oh yeah, that's
and,
definitely gotta be
and you be
frustrating.
like, God, Lee, you be like, man, how did they even think of what I was about to put out? But I always tell people, creators gonna create, and that's one of the things I stick by is constantly creating, like constantly creating, and eventually that thing gonna click. And sometimes you have your down moments, where as though you like, man, it's not selling how I think it should sell. I'm putting all this effort into it. People not seeing my energy that I'm putting into it. Then you have moments where people want to shortchange you as far as the price of things. We talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as far as the price of your hoodies, not knowing that you done stayed up all night drawing this logo, or you done put paint on a shirt, and you done stayed in the shop to make sure it's done right, not understanding the process. And sometimes that kind of deter you from pushing forward. But I think once you understand that you have to continue to keep going and keep going, and
Mm-hmm.
eventually, you know, people want to see it, and you will be like, you know what? That one person gonna be like, yo, this dope, this hard, this tough, and you're gonna be like, you know what? You're right. And that might be that one push to be like, I'm gonna keep going. I had a moment where this was just might have been last year,
Mm-hmm.
and um, the brother Hollywood Anderson. I don't know if you know who he is. He was on one of the singing joints, Who Want to Be a Star or something like that.
Okay.
And we got connected because I hit him in his inbox and said can I send him some gear and stuff like that. And I posted like, I'm taking a break for a while. He straight texted me like, bro, what you mean you taking a break? No, you can't take no breaks. You got a dope brand. Like keep pushing, keep doing what you're doing. Don't hold back on it. Just keep doing what you're doing. And sometimes that's all you need is that person, or just that energy to come around you to be like, no, that ain't. You don't stop just because you got a bump in the
Right.
road. You got to
Right.
keep pushing. So
Right.
that's one of the things is just having a drive and not worrying, putting yourself in your own little world
Right.
to be like, all right, I'm in my own lane. I'm gonna create what I'm gonna create. I'm gonna keep going how I'm gonna keep going, no matter what these other brands are doing and how successful or non-successful that these other brands may be. Don't let it like reflect on your energy and how you want to keep going. So
Right.
that's how I continue to constantly create.
Right. And I feel you on that because, like, even starting this podcast, you know, this was an idea of mine I had back in 2014, 15-ish.
Mm-hmm.
And I just did an episode last weekend with a friend of mine, and he said something interesting. And he was like, you just at that time you just wasn't ready, and now that you're ready, you just got to keep pushing. You can't make it about other people. You got to make it
Mm-hmm.
about yourself.
And
And what you
which
trying to
is
do.
exactly,
Right.
exactly, because you can have an artist that's been grinding for 15 years. You know what I mean? But now luckily enough, we're in this era of likes and follows
Right.
and reels and content, being put out there. And now everybody is like, oh, you know what? Damn, I like that. You could reach somebody in London, you know what I mean? They might hear something that you just said that connected with them, and they be like, man, I'm glad you said that. You saved my life just by saying that.
Right.
Or you saved my brand or my business because I was just about to quit. So it's basically just, paying attention to the positive and any negative, build from it or learn from it. Because you're going to have, of course, you're going to have, that's just like, support. You're going to have different styles of support. You're going to have people that's going to buy from you. You're going to have people that's going to, send you advice.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're going to have people that may just be like, yo, you should do this. Yo, you should do that. And everybody, and sometimes that kind of, mess with your mind a little bit because sometimes you'll support people, but they don't support you in a way that you think they should support you. But
Mm-hmm.
I take it like this: you never know what conversation somebody having when you're not there. So I can't sit there and think like, hey, I bought some clothes from you, but you ain't buy nothing from me. You knew that I was doing this, but you ain't never come through and do this. But you never know. You know
Right.
what I mean? They might not have that same energy as you. And people say don't project yourself on other people.
Right.
So that's
And that kind of takes away from the genuineness of the situation too.
right.
Because if I went and I supported you, that was just out of support.
Hmm.
If I sit there and supported you and then use that as a tool to be upset with you because you didn't come and support me, that takes away the whole genuineness of
Yeah,
the
because
transaction.
because you looking for you have expectations. You know,
Right.
you putting your expectations on somebody else. So when you put your expectations on somebody else, you always gonna fall short.
That's that's a word right there. You're absolutely right.
So you never supposed to do that.
What do you feel? And I think you already kind of answered this, but we can go into more depth about it. What do you feel that your brand has to offer to the world pretty much? Because now, like you said, we're in the social media age. You're
Hmm.
reaching people who you may never meet. You get what
Right.
I'm saying? So it's like with the brand, how do you feel? And I don't even want to call it a brand. I'm gonna call it a lifestyle. I'm gonna call it
Right.
exactly what it
Right.
is.
Right.
You
Right.
explained it. With the lifestyle, what do you think that offers to the world?
So I also do poetry. Um, so I believe in like when I introduce my things at pop-up shops and things of that nature, I call it a piece.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a piece of me. It's a piece of what I want to give the world. So basically, I'll put poetry inside of brand a piece of a hoodie or a piece of sweats or things like that. I got this one that I said, love what I created, hate that I'm creative. Um, because as black people, we are most times we are the creators of something, but it get taken away from, the the powers that's out
Right.
there. And, we we made the creation and they created the patent. That's how I always go back to it.
Mm-hmm.
We might have created the iron, but they created the patent and they claim the iron. So I just think that my brand has, I always call it the brand with subject. And I say that because I just don't throw something out there. I'm not just going, I'm gonna just do this and see what they do, see what they like. Everything that I throw out there, I done thought about or sent to friends or showed people and said, yo, what you think about this? This the breakdown of it. This, let me see what that other hoodie over there. But this the breakdown of it. This how, I got quotes that I may get from friends. Like
Mm-hmm.
as far as me and a friend's relationship, I might build a quote from that or I might create something from it. Like I designed this one, I designed this one logo where it's angels. They they looking at each other, but they like mesmerized. But it's like it's this logo right here,
Mm-hmm.
the overflowing heart. But they mesmerized by the heart, and I think the quote is the love in which we come into when we grow is the love that overflows, the unconditional. So that quote right there came from friendship, you because when we grow, they be the most genuine, unconditional relationships that we have in life. It don't
Mm-hmm.
always be family or friends. I mean, family, blood family, and things of that nature. It'd be the people that you might work with, the people that you might, encounter on a daily basis. That's just genuine and love you for who you are, and you don't have anything to offer them but genuineness. So, my brand is really like I really think I have one of the dopest brands out there. It might have been seen by the world yet, but when the world actually put their eyes on it, they were like, damn, I've been missing it all this time.
I feel that. I definitely can understand that. Um, so my next question would be, what is some of the long-term goals you have for yourself, and how do you see the brand growing in the future? Is there a plan with this? Do you do this out of just the creative mind space, or is there like a goal in mind
So
with what
go
you're
ahead.
doing?
Sorry.
Go ahead. No, you good.
So the pretty much the goal is to express myself to the world. And hopefully I can think Tupac said this. Hopefully I can like spark that brain of a kid to be like I can do this too.
Right.
That's the goal. And basically I have so many people that I done help with their brand. I never even mention it of what brand it is. I just if somebody called me like Keith, can you help me with this? Keith, can you do this? Yeah, just hit me. How much I owe you? Nothing. You don't owe me nothing. Just keep going. So my goal is to push that positive energy on everybody. So, everybody can help each other grow. So that's the part of the brand is, if somebody needs some sort of help creating or forced to start your t-shirts or anything of that nature, my brand is my brand is like the big brother brand. That's how I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I'm gonna guide you in the right direction. That's how I feel like my brand is. I want to pass that on to kids and even adults that may be thinking about branding but don't even know what route to go or what avenue to take. So I just think that my brand has pretty much a lot of longevity in it because of the energy of what I want to put into it and where I want it to go as far as reaching people and having people being I want to have that brand where we can have a conversation with, and I'm the owner.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right. And that's why.
People wear Gucci, people wear, all these other brands, but I want you to have a conversation with me. I want to
Right.
be that brand that touch you instead of it being just a brand in the locker room. I want to, have moments where I go live and people ask questions and go to cities in different states and teach kids about, art and things about creating and digital work and things of that nature. Because to be honest, I feel like I can do it all. You know,
No,
when
and
it
that's
comes to
fair.
creating.
I definitely understand that. I definitely understand that because the one positive thing that I feel like social media did do is show people that it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? I think social media did give the the spark to the masses that, you know, you can live your dream. Like I said in the last episode, one of the questions we had was, and I know you probably feel this, I said, do you see your content or brand or music or whatever it is that you into, do you see it being successful? Not because you make money from it, but because you brought it to life. At one point in time, it was here, and then it was a plan,
Right.
and then it's reality. And
Right.
for
Right.
me,
Right. Right.
that I feel like that is success. That the fact that I took something that was just a thought and I brought it into reality means that I'm successful. It's like I don't care who partakes in it. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't care whoever the content is for. You know, again, it's for them. You get what I'm saying? Whoever feel connected to the content or the brand or the music, it's for them. So I definitely understand, like, again, like the struggles, the success, the times where you want to give up, the times where you keep pushing, the moments where you are so excited about a shirt or a hoodie. Because I mean, like that hoodie you showed me, I said, Joe, that's the one.
Right.
Remember the
Right. The
black
black
joint? I
joint.
said
Right.
that's the one. Because again, that's all it takes. You make that one, and once you get your foot in that door, it gives you that access to create and to reach out to whoever you need to reach out to.
Put you in the right rooms.
Exactly. And then once you get in them rooms, then it's all about expanding. It's all about, okay, this is what, like I said, the brand is not just a brand, it's a lifestyle. It's a way to think, it's a way to walk, it's a way to engage with other people. It's dialect. It's the whole thing. Like you said, you know, when you take some of them quotes, you know, that can spark a conversation. Something as simple as that.
So that's when I was when I did a pop-up shop recently, and I gave people the breakdown of the quotes and of the logos and what they meant and what was inside of it. People was like, damn, I didn't think of it like that. Like I got this one logo, it's a camouflage cloud with a thunderbolt coming through. And the quote is it's camouflaging blues while maintaining storms. So sometimes men know this, women know it as well. Adults know it. Let me say adults. Sometimes we put aside the shit that we got going on to handle kids, family. So we camouflage what we got going on to handle other blues, you know, other people blues. So camouflaging blues while maintaining other people's storms, pretty much. So I feel like when you hear things like that, you like, damn, that's like when people was hearing it, they like, damn, that's damn.
It's thought provoking. Yeah, it's thought provoking.
Thought provoking, and it is like it's mystique. It's the aura of energy. It's the state of awe.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So once you hear it, you like, damn, that's yeah, I mess with that. That's dope.
Right. It all comes back to that, which I said. That's why I said, you know, in our conversations that it's more than a brand. It's a lifestyle. It's a way of life. It's how you live. It's how you do things. Like you said, everybody has energy and they exert energy, and it's just energy. That's just what the world is.
So I look at it. I look at anything you do like this. If you doing something and you don't love it, don't do it. Don't just do something to do it, especially when it comes to something of creations. Don't just do it to do it. You know, if you're creating, create because you love it. You know?
Yeah, and like I said, I can understand that because there have been moments where I'm sitting there and I'm trying to force a beat, and I'm like, yo, I'm just not catching it.
Not in your zone.
Right, and then there are times where I get home and I'm just like, let me hop on YouTube, see what samples I can find. I'm like, oh, this dope, and the next thing you know, I'm just
something coming out.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh wow, like I didn't even expect that.
Right. So I look at it like when people create with no substance or no meaning behind it, that's why the game get watered down. any game that it is, they get watered down because everybody want to do it because they see so many people successful in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you see so many people branding or rapping or something like that because Lil Uzi Vert made it, or this person made it, and that person made it. I think I could just make up anything no, do it because you love it. Don't never do something because somebody else done it. Do it because that's what's in your heart to do.
Right.
So
And that speaks to, and honestly, that speaks to you and the character because, like you said, you created this in 2003, and here we are, what, 20 years later,
yeah, 20
and
years
you
later,
still
right? And
you
still,
still standing with it.
yeah,
And most people would have gave up by now, or most people would have folded, or most people would have been like, you know what, this ain't hitting the way I needed to hit. I'm done.
right,
But the fact of the matter is, you have a goal in mind, and your goal is to reach people of us,
right.
people of color, and let them know that it's possible to create what they're trying to create.
So, and that's what I'm saying. It's people kind of don't. Sorry.
No, you good, bro.
Sometimes people don't. They don't see the end game in it
Mm-hmm.
and things. They just see the startup. Where can I get? What can I get from it? Um, everybody want to be like overnight success, and that's one of the problems. Nobody want to really see the grind. Like
Right.
some days I don't like if it's a Saturday or something like that, and I'm in the shop, I might not even talk on my phone, and people get mad at me, and I'll be like, nah, I'm locked in. You know, if like you talk to somebody that be at the shop with me, and we doing a stitch out or something, I'm like this. I'm locked in, like looking at it like this the whole time, like waiting for it to get done. Anxiety going crazy like this because I'm into it. You know, it's not just something that I'm like. I'm not playing a game with it. No, this is my creations. I want to give you, like I said before, part of me.
Right.
I want that.
And it's like your
It's your
baby, low key. It's your
baby.
baby.
It's your
Yeah.
baby. And
Yeah.
that's why I had on that hoodie too. I took it off, but that's why I created another portion of the brand because you had Mystique, you had the most incredible style to ever create. Excuse me. You have the logos and everything else that I love to create, but I started the Black on Black Love.
Yeah. Those are dope too.
Yeah, so I started the Black on Black Love because where I seen myself at. When I think I did it 3 years ago, maybe four now. But when you see that change in yourself, right,
Mm-hmm.
and you want change for everybody else, I feel like you gotta, and you got something like a brand. I feel like you're not doing no justice if you don't put that in your brand. You get what I'm saying? That's like an artist, right?
Mm-hmm.
You feel as though you need change in the world and the kids and everything else. Why are you rapping about gun violence? Why are you rapping about shooting somebody
Right.
when you feel as though kids need mentors and that's phony. You get what I'm saying? That's you ain't being you. You
Right.
being somebody else because you're trying to go with what's working for everybody else. You know what I mean? If you love what you love, be who you are. So that's one of the things about branding is like you'll see everybody doing stack jeans or stack sweats or you'll see everybody doing certain things and people be like, why you don't do this? Why you don't do that? Because I want it to be mine. You know what I mean? I might get to that point where I like those things, but I like what I'm doing. I love what I'm doing. I love what I'm creating. I love what I'm giving people. So this is what I'm giving you. You might not like it, but it's gonna be somebody down the line like, damn, that's it. This piece. Like I'm telling you, like when I did that pop-up shop, it was like it told me it told me something, and I didn't even know I had it. And this is 18, 20 years later that I didn't know that my brand was that dope. I didn't know that those quotes that I created just for me and my friends that I was talking about, like somebody else would feel it, and that goes with everything in life. You know, stress. You know, sometimes we think we the only person stressing. Sometimes we think we the only person going through what we're going through. But you might can create that, like you said, you might create that message that sparks something in somebody to say, "Damn, they saved my life with that one message."
Yeah, trust me, I know because it's like I talked about in my mental health episode. I talked about you know, I was really into TED Talks around that time, and the guy said something. He said, you know, emotions are going to always come and go,
Mm-hmm.
and you just gotta let them do their dance, no matter how long it is.
Yeah.
Just know at some point it's going to go,
Yeah.
and it's like that little piece right there always been here for me. So it's like anytime I feel some kind of anxiety, or I'm upset, or I'm sad, or I'm angry, it's like, all right, let me address this. I don't lie to myself no more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I say, you know what, I'm mad.
Right.
Why you mad? I'm mad because A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you mad. So what's next? All right, I'm gonna let myself be mad. I'm not gonna react. I'm not gonna do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna be mad, and I'm gonna get over it, and I'm gonna move forward. And it's like you said, that little quote, or that one thing that to you at one point in time just meant something for you is gonna mean something for somebody else.
Absolutely.
And you never know that quote could get them through the toughest time in their life. And that shirt or that hoodie could be that thing that, you know, it's like years later when somebody is getting advice for them and they'd be like, yeah, you know, how did you survive this? Or how did you get through it? Man, I was out one day, I went to a pop-up shop, I seen this hoodie, this Mystique hoodie, and it just spoke to me, and it stayed here.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely feel what you're saying on that. And that kind of leads me into the next question, and we discussed these. I think this is one of the questions you sent me. It was, you know, how do you feel about support? Do you have a sort of understanding when a person doesn't support, or, you know what I'm saying, like you know, and I think you spoke about it a little bit earlier, but let's just dive a little deep into it, because I ain't gonna hold you. I kind of had that same frustration that you have when it comes to support, because I would get people who would tell me like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Or they told me they watched and they did this and did that. And I'd be like, well, what part of the show did you like? And they'd be like, I liked all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, did you really watch it?
Uh-huh.
And it's like, at first I felt some kind of way, but then again, it's like, you know what? Maybe they hopped on for a second. Maybe they saw a certain part. And, you know, just the fact that they even telling me this, it's, I might have caught you slipping in a lie or something, but at some point it must have been some truth to it. You might have supported in some sort of way. But I learned just not to take it personal anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? When I was like on episode 3, I remember one of the episodes, I ain't have nobody on the whole live for the whole 45 to an hour. But it was like, but then I had a person come back and be like, yo, I just watched what you threw out there, and what you talked about, I'm going through that right now. Mm-hmm. So it's just like you said, you just gotta keep going. So how do you feel about that?
So, you know, you gotta just take a positive from everything, and pretty much had an understanding that, like I said before, everybody's not going to support you in the same way or the same fashion. You know, like I said, some people might send you some things like, hey, what you think about doing a jean hat? My homegirl sent me that. You know, all right, I'm going to put a thought to it. You know, they might never brought a hoodie from me, but that's a different style of, there's so many different styles of support. You get what I'm saying? It could be, you know, a certain type of fabric and somebody send it to you. It could be, you know, just, yo, you got a t-shirt? I just want to buy something from you. I just want to support you. It could be that type of support. It could be just a person pushing your brand to somebody else. I got a homeboy that push my brand to everybody. Like, yeah, my man Keith here, make your hoodie to go with it. You don't have to buy anything from me. That's bigger to me. You know, as far as you telling somebody that might be telling somebody else, and you don't even know who they know. They might have that. that breakthrough person that you just told. You never brought a hoodie a day in your life, but you told them like, yeah, my man, and then they go on the page and they're like, oh, I love that. You might show a cousin. A cousin might be, executive producer or something like that for another artist out there that wear black brands or just love brands or urban brands or however you want to call it. So I just look at support like don't get hurt by it. Don't get hurt because somebody didn't support you, or don't get hurt because somebody didn't buy something. You don't know their financial situation. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what they're going through. You know, they could be, you probably posted something and they might didn't even see it. You might have said something in a group and they might be busy at work working 12 hours and can't touch their phone. Because I have moments in group chats that I don't get there to 160 messages and I'm like, dang.
Yeah.
What y'all talk? You know what? Y'all talk about it again or something like that. But I never take like any anger out of nobody supporting. You know what I mean? Maybe I create that. Maybe you should take it as maybe I could create that thing that caught their eye yet. That'll give me motivation. Everything that you go through should give you motivation to keep going.
It should. It definitely
So
should.
when somebody not supporting you in a fashion, and that's why I was saying don't project yourself on other people, because I got people, I go, what you hear, that's what you hear. You say you there? All right, I'm on my way. I have 5 minutes. I'm going to stop class. I might be at work. I'm going to stop class for a second just to say hi, bye, show my face and smile. It's different styles of support,
And
So go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, and I think that's a positive message that you're saying, because I think a lot of people have only one idea of what support looks like,
Mm-hmm.
and like you said, there's definitely different styles of support, because I've definitely been in my feelings about certain things, and then I had to be like, well, they did do this for me, or they did do that for me,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like, well, that is support.
Yeah, that's just like I had a moment where a friend got mad because I didn't reach out this one time. You get what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, what about the last 20 years? The last 15 years, every time, you needed something, I was there. Maybe I was busy, Maybe I was don't get mad at me because I missed that one time. You know what I mean?
Right.
And basically I gotta pay attention to that too, because I don't want to get mad because somebody missed that one pop-up shop, or somebody missed that one time I dropped something and they didn't repost it, or I
Right.
sent it to them to repost and they didn't repost it. They might have was taking care of their kids. They might have was doing something. So all right, that's fine. It is what it is. I'm gonna keep creating, and that's how I look at it. Keep creating. Keep building content. I think, matter of fact, you taught me that. And we ain't known each other a very long time, but just quick conversations of keep building content. Everything's content. Keep building. Keep recording. Keep posting. Keep doing. You know what? You're right. And I follow another guy. I think it's brother named Russell. I think that's his name. He an
Mm-hmm.
artist. He said he posts 6 times a day. He went from 100 views to 100,000 views. You get what I'm saying? And that's constantly posting, and
Yeah.
stand in your groove, pretty much, and never falling off. Because one day, like you said, that one piece is going to be it, and you will be like, got it. That's it right there. That's all I've been waiting for.
Right.
Now I'm gonna push through.
Right. And once you in the door, you in the
In the
door.
door.
And
In the
that's
door.
and even if you get in the door and like today, like I said, I got the album credit. My man's the beat that I sent him, it switched up,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, yo, whoever did that other side of it, yo, that was a nice. I don't even know how to do that, but now it's like that's a connection. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? Like now it's like, well, who did that? And he was
Mm-hmm.
like, well, my man did that. Well, let me holler at him because maybe he can teach me something. You get what I'm
And
saying?
so and that's the thing right there. One of my homeboys said it. He said, he's like, Keith, it takes for you to come together sometimes to build something great.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you gotta be like, you gotta put your pride. Pride is one of the worst things we can have. I think pride destroys dreams. That's how I feel. You put that pride aside, you come together, and that's just like when I came to you. I said, bro, Can you feature me on your podcast? I just
Right.
want to, I just want to be on there just to speak. You know what I mean? So that's kind of putting your pride aside, your man pride aside, and say, no, that's a good dude. Let me reach out and let me see if I can, do this or do that. Coming together and building something great. I think
Right.
that's key in life. That's just
Right.
like I say, having a wife, not married, but having a wife or girl that you in tight with is the cheat code to life.
It is.
It's the cheat code to life because let's say you make 70,000, your girl make 70,000, y'all at 140. Now we live off of 40, we invest 40, then we got 20 or 40 left just to invest or put in the bank and save for later. And your support system can be your girl just having a conversation with you. You get what I'm saying? And that can help you digress from your day. So just coming together and building something great, I think, is key.
Right, and definitely, and most definitely, because it's like when you said something, I'm like, oh yeah, you can definitely come on because I like we've had conversations and we have a like mindset. I'm not
Right,
saying we completely agree on everything,
right,
but for the most part, the foundation that we have is somewhat similar. And
right,
it's like, yeah, bro, come on, like definitely come on. Because I see your vision and I see what you're trying to do, or not even trying, what you're doing.
right.
I see what you're doing. You get what I'm saying? It's just like, I support that,
Mm-hmm.
and you have a positive message that you're trying to not trying that you're actually doing to get across to the masses. Even with your content, you used people who are also up and coming to help you shoot content.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying? And that in itself is like that's a bridge.
yeah,
You get what I'm saying? Because even if let's just say those people make it before you, it's like, well, how did you learn how to do it? Well, I was helping my man shoot something and we were so locked in. I started learning
uh-huh.
this and learning that. Matter of fact, who's your man? And oh, he has this clothing brand. And next thing, like you said, next thing you know, you in the
This is
door.
it. See, I'm
Yeah.
telling you, you can't always swim across, to that other side. Sometimes you gotta bridge that gap with somebody else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think
So,
that's a problem we have in our community a lot. We don't like to reach out to other people and
mhm.
pick their brains or just have a simple conversation that
Yeah,
may lead us to the door we looking
that's
for.
what I said that before. I said if Baltimore had a DJ Khaled, we got so many talented brothers that rap, sing, artistry. If Baltimore had a DJ Khaled, we'd be on the map.
Yeah, I
And
always
people,
it's crazy as you say that because I call it a house. In my mind, I call it a house. If
right?
we had a house
Uh-huh.
to conjugate,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, you're absolutely right.
And put that bullshit aside. If you can put that bullshit aside and say, look, this is the goal. This house right here. This is the goal for us to feed our families and create financial freedom for our families. And you put that stuff aside. It's pride,
Yeah,
everything that happens is pride. I might see a man driving a Bentley and we might pull up at the gas station and go. Sometimes if you got that pride, you might not say, damn, that's a nice ass car. And say, brother, that's a nice car. I have moments I pull up and say, damn, that's a nice car, brother. And be like, I appreciate it. You don't know what that man do. You don't know when you're gonna see him again.
right.
You know what I mean? You might can say, well, what you do for a living? I need a change in careers or something like that. That might be your change right there that God led your way. But you let your pride get in the way and now you fell short.
Yeah. And I it's crazy because I've always operated in that mindset, like since I was a kid, when I went to school, I was cool with the nerds, I was cool with the goths, I was cool with the clowns. It's just like because you never know who these people may be
Mhm.
in the future or how they may be a contributing factor in your success.
Right. Absolutely. So that's how I was. I never really judged nobody because they was less fortunate. My family was less fortunate. So you know what I
Right,
mean? I
right,
never,
right,
I
right.
never really could judge somebody for being unfortunate or less fortunate for what they don't have because I've been through that. You get what I'm saying? And I don't want nobody to just because I have something now, or people may think that I have something now, I'm not judging you because you don't have. You know what I mean? I might. I got people that reach out to me and like, yo, somebody to time. Yeah, of course. If I can find somebody to, get you a job, hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I got a homeboy that still, he thank me all the time. He like, Randolph, boy, I appreciate you, boy. I came home, you got me a job, I can feed my family. That's what I live for. And that's how I feel about my brand. I want it to be that brand, to be like that. Look, this is our foundation brand. And we're gonna build from this foundation brand and keep going and keep going and keep going till we all reach the top. Not just me learning something and not passing the knowledge. That's selfish. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So my last and final question for you, and this is what's going to end the show. How do you place your value in pricing? Do you ever feel like, do you think you may sometimes undercut yourself? Do you think what you're asking for is worth what you're, it's worth the content or the material? Like, how do you value your brand? Your brand?
So I'm gonna give you a little brief, I guess, synopsis. So 2 years ago, hoodies was $7 cheaper. You know, pre-COVID.
Mm-hmm.
COVID happened, everybody raising prices. You get what I'm saying? And sometimes people don't have that understanding that, hoodies are higher. And depending on what I'm putting on that hoodie, I might have put embroidery, I might have put screen print, I might have put different different pieces of work on one hoodie. That ain't cheap. You get what I'm saying? And people, that's why I started recording myself doing these things, so people can see the process and appreciate the process. Because, like, hold on, let me grab this hoodie. So, like this hoodie here, right? And I think this the one, but it's not the black joint. This hoodie here, this is material, this is stitching around it, and then you have stitching on the side. You get what I'm saying? So this is two different locations with this sparkly material right here that have to be stitched. So when you calculate things, you have to say, your time was put in there. You spent all Saturday doing that. You spent 8 hours constructing this or putting this together to make sure it fits perfectly. And then the quality of the hoodie. You know what I mean? If that, let's say, it's not me, but let's just say that hoodie costs you $20 to buy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's costing you $15, $20 to put your brand, your logo, your stitch, whatever you're putting on there. You had $40 already. You had $40.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you
And
might
that's per
didn't even
hoodie.
put that's per hoodie. You know what I'm saying? So you did, you did all these hoodies. You're like, shit, I'm at $1,000. I ain't even sold one yet.
Right.
So I kind of don't. I try not to, because I think I get caught up in that moment of I want people to wear. When you get caught up in that moment of I want people to wear, you cheat yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of appreciating what you've done. So if you appreciate what you've done and you know what you put in there, like that hoodie I showed you, that should be $100 hoodie. Because I had to draw that logo, I had to send it off, I had to get it cleaned up, I had to order that fabric, I had to sit in the shop with the people to make sure it's getting done right. I had to make sure that those hummingbirds was put in the right location. When you think about all that stuff that you putting into it, don't cheat yourself. And I have so many moments that I cheat myself. Like this this hoodie I got on right now, it got three logos right here. That's stitching. Logo right here with flop with stitching right here. Then I got something on the back that's screen printed. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's two different. That's going to two different areas inside the building to get done. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I be in these moments of cheating myself because I want people to wear it, and I got that's a downside of me. So I gotta have a like the black on black love hoodies. I sold them for cheap because I was trying to push a message.
Right.
I really was trying to push a message. They're not the best of quality hoodies, but the message on there is quality. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to push that narrative so much, and I wanted to change that stereotypical narrative that they have out there of black on black crime. I wanted to push the narrative of black on black love.
Right.
So if you put it in the universe and you see those daily affirmations, they come back to you. So, but it's hard, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you because you'll see something, and by you knowing what clothes is and understanding of screen print, DTG, direct to garment, stitching, the quality of hoodies, labeling, all those things, how heavy the hoodie is,
Mm-hmm.
the ounces, and everything else. By you knowing that, I could touch a hoodie, and I'm like, damn, how much they charge you for this? My nephew tell me all the time. I ain't gonna lie to you. My nephew always tell me. He's like, Uncle, stop selling your hoodies for so cheap. He's like, people selling sweatsuits for $250.
Yeah.
Stop selling your stuff for so cheap, Uncle. I see how long you working in the shop. I see what you're doing. Like he see me grinding. You get what I'm saying? So I fall short on that. That's the problem that I have is not charging what I should charge. So that's one of my biggest problems right there. And I think I cheat myself because the world that we in right now is expensive. I got it. You know what I mean? You see
Yeah.
me walking down the street with the Balenciagas or whatever else. You know, it's a look that people want to go for.
Right.
If I charge $150 for that, another brand can have that hoodie and charge $200 for that hoodie, and the person feel like, damn, that's a good hoodie because I paid $200 for it. So, and then you will have a person charge $200 for a screen print hoodie that costs way cheaper than stitching. I don't know their
Yeah, I feel you.
pricing, but
Because I definitely had some bullshit hoodies, and I'd be like, yo, I really paid this much for this hoodie.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
and that's the thing about me is I don't want to overcharge somebody for something that I didn't really like go searching on the quality of the hoodie, like the black on black love hoodies. I'm gonna just $55, $60. Go ahead, go ahead. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But as far as just, I gotta stop cheating myself out of my creations.
I understand that.
So,
Well, because I know Instagram only give me an hour. So,
I mean, we could,
uh,
if you want, we can jump back on. We can talk about something else.
oh, I'm
You know,
about to
that's
go
up to
to,
you. You gotta get to bed.
yeah. But
I
most
understand.
definitely, but then you can come back on. We can definitely have another Sunday because I'm gonna take a little break. Um,
Okay,
I want to take a social media break for about a month,
makes
get some
sense.
behind the scenes stuff done, and have like a more professional setting in the sense of that's what my mind wants to think. But before we get off, I want you to go ahead and let the people know where to go, how to shop, and
All
what
right,
to
so
do.
you can go to basically. I use this page basically, so you guys can go to this page. If you go to the link in the bio, you can purchase things. If you don't, I always tell people if you don't see something that I might post it on a brand page, just inbox me and I'll try to make that for you. I kind of do custom work as well for people that may have sneakers and things of that nature. So just inbox me. I don't mind having a conversation with you over the phone or text or whatever it is. So yeah, it's Mystique 101. It's Misteek 101. is the Instagram page. If you need my number or something, just inbox me. You can call me, talk to me, whatever.
All right, that's a bet, bro. I'm gonna make sure because I'm about to chop this up
Okay.
once I get off, and then I'm gonna send. You know, I'm gonna attach you to the chops and everything. And thank you for coming on with me, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I
I,
appreciate you, man.
yeah. Thank you. And yeah, we can do this again. Like I said, I'm gonna take a little break for a month, and then I'm gonna have another 10 episode run.
I might got
You
an
can
idea
definitely come back.
for you. We'll wrap it up. Network. Well, talk to each other when we get there.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right, bro.
All right, bro.
I
Appreciate
see
it.
you.
All right.